Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 21 of the April Daily Draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Good Fortune Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. Ten of Wands, we've had this before, about the responsibility of completing something and literally doing the heavy lifting, doing the work, even though it can be tiring at times and weigh upon us heavily. But we do it because we're doing it for a purpose. So this card comes again to us to once again encourage us just to keep going. Yes, there's all the different angles that this card could cover about making sure that everything you're doing and carrying is yours to do and carry, that you're not taking on unnecessary responsibilities and things that weigh you down that you needn't be carrying. There's that aspect to it, of course, and we may need to consider that as we look at this card today. But I think it's more getting to the end of something and look at the progress he's made here. He's just got the last stages to go and it's done. You can already see the structures to form. He's done a lot. He's built most of it. He's just putting the finishing touches, and it may be that this card's saying to us that whatever it is, that the end's in sight for us. We're about to complete what we've been setting out to accomplish, and that final stretch may be the most difficult in the sense of having to have the stamina to see it through to the end. But the encouragement is that we're nearly there. So I would say that this what this card is saying to us is that whatever the situation, however we may be feeling, however weary, every laden, or whatever you want to call it, whatever the situation, just know that the end's in sight. You do, and also the motivation to perhaps give you the strength to see it through is again the vision of what the end result's going to be, what you're going to accomplish. In this deck, this treehouse structure actually is shown in the Ten of Pentacles, and in the Ten of Pentacles, I meant to. Well, obviously, I didn't know this one was going to come out. I'll just quickly see if I can find it while I'm talking about it. And the finished project is there, and he's there with the family, and the children can freely enjoy the treehouse, and that was his motivation for doing all this hard work and carrying all this responsibility, and that vision of seeing his family and particularly his children enjoying the treehouse, and that it will be there to create many happy memories. That was a powerful motivation that gave him the strength under the weight of it all to see it through to the end. And sometimes we need that encouraging thought, that incentive to give us the strength to see us through when things are becoming a little bit heavy for us and difficult to bear. But we know we've got to press on. We don't have a choice, but but we will see it through to the. Of course, it's going to be the last card I'm going to reach, isn't it? Don't necessarily have to show it to you, but I want to, in case it never comes out before we change the deck, I want you to at least see it. But of course, it is going to be the last. Here we are. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, sorry, not the Ten of Pentacles. What was I talking about? That's it's the family one with the legacy one. That's a different one. I don't think it's in that one. But look, it's a tree house here in the Ten of Cups. The family, the family being happy, the happiness factor there with the complete picture there. Look, that's the same tree house that's been finished and it's there to be enjoyed. And so keep going. Remember why you're doing what you're doing, so when the going gets tough, that can motivate you and strengthen you to be able to go through that last stretch to complete what you're trying to achieve. So sometimes when things become a bit heavy for us, and we get we get a little bit disheartened by that, and the temptation sometimes can be to quit. Sometimes that temptation to quit comes just before the breakthrough, the accomplishment. And what we need to do is we need to push back that feeling of wanting to give up, but to persevere and see it through, and we will have the reward of what we achieve as a result of that. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Here we go. Druid, hold the space. Hold the space in the sense of devoting your time and energy to this, almost like a sacred commitment to fulfill what you envision the end result to be. Hold the space in that way and keep going and see it through to the end. That to me is the main message today of these cards, is no matter how heavy and burdensome things are getting, just summon up the strength that you need, motivate yourself with a vision of the end result, and just push through to the end of it, and you will get the reward of it. So keep that incentive in mind. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 22. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.